Greetings, colleagues. Dr. Albert Jelen here. I'm coming to you from our Growth Table program. As you will know, in 2026, we started a mentorship and masterclasses program that we call Growth Table. And really, we are imagining that we are giving an opportunity for you to sit around a table where you can grow, and not only where you can grow, where you are guaranteed growth. Now, this is because I have observed, as much as you have observed, the challenges of the business sector, and particularly the SMMEs. We usually talk about lack of access to funding and lack of access to market. But it becomes worse when we also look at the high unemployment rate, particularly amongst the youth who are most of the time graduates, meaning that they are qualified and capable of working. But the economy itself is not able to absorb them into work. What do? They go into entrepreneurship. That is the very same space where we have a challenge with access to funding that they need so much, particularly as the youth, to be able to start their business. But if they do get it right, they then struggle with access to market. Now, these things usually, when we talk about them, access to funding and access to market, we talk as if somebody is refusing that access. But in actual fact, it's the fact that the economy where we are has closed up for some reasons. And we need to logically and systematically open it up to be able to employ more people, to be able to grant us access to funding, and to be able to grant us access to market. And I would want you to wash out the belief that, somebody's really holding back the money or holding back the market. I'm not completely saying that there aren't people who are playing games in that space. But what is key, it's how we're going to approach it, even if somebody's gatekeeping. How are we going to approach it in such a way that it opens? And my belief is that this program is going to allow us to do just that. Some of you have already experienced that you could build your business for 2 to 3 years, but after some time you just realize that you are struggling. It's either you constantly need to be rescued with some funding of some sort, or you're really struggling with the stock that you have is just not moving. And we cannot keep on going that way. So the growth table allows us to do those diagnoses and be able to correct that. And not only to correct that as individuals, to correct that as a collective. Because some of these things, we need to address them as a collective. So in an area where you live, unless you come together as collectives, you will not be able to move this thing. Because it's a huge system with many variables, and we must all act in the same direction. Currently, we're not acting in the same direction. Those who are advising in terms of enterprise development, they are looking into a different direction. Ourselves, who are actually in business, we are also looking into different directions. And even within our businesses as individuals, we are looking at different directions. So growth table, the mentorship and master classes is meant to assist us to overcome this hurdle. Now, this is not a training program, colleagues. You have been trained enough. This is not a motivation. And believe you me, as much as we feel good with motivations, we do not need motivations to have access to market and access to capital. This is not theory of compliance, because most of the time, you are being told about non-compliance of your business. And I call it theory, because that is not reality. Where the market is properly opened and we're all acting in the same directions, issues of compliance, they become secondary. But opportunities must be able to flow. So what we have started in the growth table is what I call a reset. We need to sit around the table and do that reset. A reset, it's how people see themselves, and that is critical, and how they then see money, and how they see opportunity, and most importantly, how they are able to position themselves contextually. And that is critical. Now, if I were to ask as a business, how do you see yourself? When they say you are an SMME, what does that mean? How do you see money? In one of my trainings, I corrected that. Some of the people, they see money as the actual rands or dollars sitting in someone's hands, waiting to just give it to anyone. And I say that money is a flow. You just need to be able to understand where the flow is, just like water, and position yourself properly, just like water in the river. So what we have seen in 3 months of running this program and other research that I usually do is that most people are not failing because they lack effort. You know, I get offended most of the time when some of our politicians, they go out there and say South Africans are lazy. If you are one of those people who move from 3 o'clock in the morning up until 7, you realize that our people are not lazy. They are working. In actual fact, when you look at times at the level of crimes that are committed, you will also realize that there's so much effort to it, so much risk. And this, to a certain extent, could be telling that those people are not lazy people. They are not looking for an easy way out. They sit down and plan. They take a risk. So we are not talking about people who are doing easy scams sitting at home telephonically and all those things. We're talking about people who wake up, plan, work so hard. So South Africans are not lazy. And you are not failing because you are lazy. You are failing because you are not positioned correctly. You do not understand how the system works and how you should actually position yourself. Now, in the first quarter, in particular, February and March, we focused on something most programs ignore. I know you have been to training programs, some run by motivational speakers, best speakers, by government. But in this program, in the first quarter, we focused on how you see. Because if you see wrong, you act wrong. And believe you me, for those who attended that, they were surprised at how they were actually seeing wrongly. From how you see yourself, how you see the company you work for, how you see your country, how you see your government, and how you see everybody else who says they are assisting in the enterprise development. Now, if you see wrong, you act wrong, and if you act wrong, you get the wrong results. Yet you are working very hard. Now, in the first quarter, we unpacked what I call the 3 spaces of influence. We introduced the idea that your life operates in 3 spaces. The self space, that's where you are in control. The surrounding, and it can be, for example, the community you live in or the company you work in. And the environment. This is how the global setup is. You know, now we're talking about the war between Israel, US, and Iran. That somehow gets to affect you, and you needed to understand that. Now, most people are trying to succeed only at the level of self. They are ignorant of the surrounding, they're ignorant of the environment. So I have seen so many people who do everything that they are being told to do on self. Usually that is compliance. That comes through motivation, discipline, and hard work. Having done all of those things, you still fail. Even worse, you still fail to get the grant that they said they're going to give you if you comply. But real success, colleagues, happens when you understand and position yourself across all three. I also painted this in terms of what I call the three floors, where most people are operating at the bottom, just doing the hard work. So if you are an employee, you don't see the promotion. If you are a company, you don't see the growth because you're only operating on floor number one. But real progress comes when you start moving from doing the work to controlling the work, and from moving from controlling the work to owning the system. Isn't that what we always talk about? Some of you even come up with nice terminology, white monopoly capital systems, and all those things. How do you move to a point such that you are actually controlling the system? You are controlling the work. You are not only doing the work. Most of you are doing the work such that when you are not there in your company, everything stops. And that's what we spoke about in the master classes and the mentorship in February. Now, in March, we focused on the architecture of money, understanding what money is. As we moved into March, we broke one of the biggest misconceptions, that money comes from working hard. And I'm not saying you're not supposed to work hard, but you need to understand that money flows just like water. So if you are not positioned where money is flowing, you're just wasting your time. It's like someone building a dam on top of a mountain, hoping that it will be filled with water. You build a dam on the river, and on the river, you build it at an appropriate place. So if money is not reaching you, there is either a gate that is closed, I proposed, or there is some kind of a leakage, I proposed. And we did diagnosis on that so that you understand practically what we mean by that. We challenge something very, very uncomfortable, that being busy is not progress. Most of us are very busy. In actual fact, most of the business is what is stealing our time. You are busy attending briefing sessions. You are busy attending training programs. You are busy chasing around the opportunities that are being promised. So in fact, being busy can be the biggest distraction at time. We also spoke about something very critical, credit, which I call an asset. Credit, money, that is an asset. Credit versus money. And most importantly, we introduced something many people were never taught. That your credit is not just a number, it is an asset. Something you can build, something you can protect, and something you can use to unlock opportunity. But one thing that I whispered to those who were there, it's how to protect it. Many of you, it's affecting you when it goes wrong. It's affecting you beyond 3 years, and it shouldn't affect you beyond 3 years. So it cannot be right that if you have had a problem with your credit, even 3 years later, you still have the same problem or you still have the same debt to pay. It means you don't understand what credit is. You also don't understand the South African laws. So you cannot have a bad credit history for more than 3 years. You shouldn't. Now, most South Africans are actually having debts that are more than 30 years. They've been struggling with them for 30 years. Bad credit history for 30 years. The South African law makes it very clear. 3 years. And that's what we taught each other on how to protect that. So by the end of the first quarter, we did not just build businesses, we built something more important. We built people who can see differently, because once you see correctly, you can never go back. Now, in quarter two, and let me take an opportunity to welcome you into quarter two and ask you, how is it going with the New Year's resolutions? In December, January, we made resolutions. For us who go to pray, we even went to our January prayers, praying for our resolutions. We're in quarter two. How is it going? Now, if you don't have a plan on how you're going to execute on those resolutions, before you know it, it's going to be December. And I want to challenge you. If you have not seen the results or you cannot see where you're going, it is mainly because you didn't join this group. You therefore need to join us in this quarter two. Now, we are moving into the next phase, and you can still join us. And this is where most people get it wrong. Because people don't fail in business because they are lazy. I've already said that. They fail because they build businesses without logic. Now, in April, and not just in April, in our next masterclass, which is coming this coming Monday, in our next masterclass, we are going to talk about what I call markets before product. We are starting with a powerful principle, market before product. That is our topic for this coming Monday. And you don't want to miss that, because that's where you are actually failing. Most of you start with a product before you have a market. And you go like, access to market. You don't have access to market because you started wrong. You build a market first, then you come up with a product. Because a great product in the wrong place will fail. Guaranteed. It's going to fail. Now, in May, we're going to talk about position before activity. We are teaching you how to position yourself upstream instead of downstream, if you understand the flow, where decisions are made, where value is controlled. And then in June, we're going to look into economic literacy. And this is critical. Most of us go into entrepreneurship not understanding that actually the underlying is economic literacy. If you don't understand the economics, if you don't understand how the war in Iran affects you and is going to affect you, then your business is likely to have so many problems. Now we are moving from doing the tasks to understanding the value. Now here is where it becomes powerful, because building a business alone is very slow. You will know that. Some of you have been at it for years. And access to capital is one of the biggest barriers. So we're introducing something new when we move into quarter two. Into quarter one, we made you understand who you are amongst the environment that you must understand and the context that you must understand. In quarter two, we're going to say you need to understand that you need to work with somebody. And in quarter two, we're also setting up an investment group. And that is critical. And that is one way of unlocking funding. This is the interesting thing, if you don't know. Money goes where there is money. So when you go to the bank and you say looking for money, they want to see if you have money first. That's why they will go through the credit worthiness, or they will ask you if you have got a guarantee, you have an asset. Money gravitates towards money. So we are setting up an investment group that will allow all of us to be able to say we have an asset whenever we need money. Because that's how money flows. So this is a structured group where members invest in existing strong businesses. Now, this is critical. Most of us are actually working only on new ideas. Now, the biggest chunk of the economy is already on strong existing and mainly franchised businesses. And believe you me, no matter what you come up with, you are unlikely to overtake them. Say, for example, you are in the fashion industry, then you are thinking that you can actually one day be bigger than one of the big brands in the clothing or fashion industry. This is what's likely to happen. Once your brand is doing very well, they're going to buy it. Now go and look into the market. You'll see that's how it happens. So most of these big groups, what they do is that if there is a new brand that comes in, if it's doing very well, they acquire it. So while you are building your own brand that they may acquire one day, you also want to be acquiring that business as well. You want to be able to invest. So as a group, we'll look into some of the businesses that we can invest in together. Some of them is not what you will call investment, is actually taking out a franchise. And how does the franchise work, by the way? They say you must have your own cash first. They want to see your own money. So we're building a platform where if you are interested to go into franchising, we can then say, here is the money we are giving you as a group. It's your money. Go and tell them you have the money. Members invest in each other's ventures as well. That's where we are able to say, so and so has got this venture. Can we then just put our money in there? Members build collective financial strength, which allows you to then have access to funding. Did you know that as a group, you can also go into wholesale lending? So as a group, if you have got your own money, the financial institutions can actually even give you money so that you can lend to your members or to the communities. That's what we are focusing on now. Why does this matter? This solves 3 problems: access to capital, risk distribution, and speed of growth. Because instead of one person struggling alone, we move as a collective, and that becomes a collective economic force. This is the shift. You are not just building a business, you are becoming an investor in businesses. Now, in the next 3 months, we are focused on one thing: moving from understanding to execution practically. You will identify real market opportunities, build structured business models, position for funding and capital, participate in investment opportunities. If you joined us in Q1, obviously you know what we can do, you know what we talk about. You already know this difference. And if you didn't, this is your opportunity to join at the most important phase. Because this is not about working harder. It is about positioning better, thinking differently, and building intelligently. And this quarter, we don't just learn, we build. With these colleagues, I want to invite you to join the Growth Table with Dr. Jeleni. We are not motivating each other. We're not training each other. We are reorientating each other to be able to see differently. And then from there, we are taking action as a collective to be able to realize something meaningful. I hope to see you this coming Monday. We do our sessions in the evening. The session is 300 rands, the masterclass. It's going to be followed by a mentorship for 150 rands. So the monthly investment is 450 rands. And with that, at the end of the 12 months program that we're going to be running, believe you me, you're going to come out with a tangible, sustainable business. And not only a business of you alone, you will also be having an investment portfolio. See you on Monday. Shalom.